And welcome to the Sunday Anime Chat podcast. I am your host, Curtis Sism, bringing you a very special episode of this Sunday Anime Chat podcast. I get to actually interview, for 10 minutes, voice actress Wendee Lee. Wendee Lee is best known for playing Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop, Yoruichi Shihoen from Bleach. I hope you all enjoy this interview that I had with her. This interview was powered by Color World Books. If you have never tried their hangout sessions, I cannot recommend those enough. Definitely wanted to give them a shout out. Thank you for listening, and I hope you all enjoy.
Hey!
Hi, if you had told me in 2021 I would ever get a chance to talk to Wendee friggin' Lee, I would have never believed it.
Way to make it happen,
rocking
right?
the-
Oh, look at your Bleach shirt. It's so cool.
And man, so many of us have grown up listening to you. It's so cool.
Thank you so much.
I
got in. I was in the beginning, like in the hardcore LA Hollywood voiceover group in the beginning when anime, we didn't even know what it was.
And what's neat talking with you and picking your brain is you were there since way before, golly, like Dragon Ball Z was picking up, Sailor Moon was picking up.
Right.
And you've been in the industry for almost 30. It's wild, isn't it?
It's pretty crazy, yeah.
And
I started as a baby. Pretty much, yeah. That ground floor with all those amazing actors that were able to really teach me the ropes and show me by example with all their great talent.
And what's fun with your career is the ones that really stand out to me with Faye Valentine, of course. You did a Megas XLR, which was really funny. I really liked that show. You played Kiva.
Yes.
Yoruichi Shihoen from Bleach always stood out. And then you did Harui for The Melancholy of Harui Suzumai.
Loved her. Love everything about it.
What I always admired about you was how much... I'm going to use those three characters because they're all very different on the spectrum from each other. The amount of chocolate, sugar, and high-energy caffeine you had to do to play Harui cracks me up. Or just imagining how you got that performance in.
She's perfect for me because I'm so hyper naturally. I always feel like I have more energy than anyone in the room. So I found a way to channel it into a character that, really thrived on energy and inspiration and, where all of her emotions were just completely clear as day. Nothing was hidden. No hidden agenda. It's all right out there for the world to see. And, her confidence carries it all.
And going to Faye, kind of that wild spur of the moment kind of really carried over, back to Faye Valentine. Faye always interested me. The entire cast of Bebop interested me because they're all running from their past. And Faye, to some degree, is the only one that wants to go back and confront that.
Wow.
Have you ever
She wants to. I like that.
Like, have you ever... Did that ever stand out? Like, Spike's kind of running from the Red Dragons, the Syndicate, Crime Life. Jet's kind of running from his heartfelt past. Even Edwards, she's along for the journey. She's running from her past, sort of. And Faye is the only one that kind of wants to face her demons. And it's not like anything to overcome. It's just finding where I am, where's my place in this world. And I don't know. That just kind of spoke volumes that she was kind of like a pioneer in that crew of wanting to look back retrospectively.
I think that's such a great observation. I've never thought of her that way. I've always thought that she too was running from her past because we get to find out how deep that chapter is and Speak Like a Child and reviewing her cryogenic state and everything that she went through. I felt like a lot of Faye's confidence and fortitude and just gumption and drive to survive comes from having so much to cover up. But we see that she is more or less, I felt like she was more or less forced to deal with her past. But perhaps she really was the bravest in embracing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good, very astute insight.
The one thing that cracks me up about Bebop, I've watched it 8 times now. I just showed a friend, and I paused it, and it was the baseball episode that where Spike goes into the old spaceship. And I was like,
I don't even remember a baseball episode.
the 3 bad guys that they cat was George, Herman, Ruth. It's like, that's Babe Ruth. It just all the fun thing about Bebop, too. It's one of the very, I absolutely love hearing the dub because everything stylistically is so westernized.
Yes, thank you for that observation. We worked hard to do that.
There was one episode. Jet goes onto a prison ship to catch this bad guy from his past. The ship is in the shape of a Thompson machine gun, and when they're firing at the police, they actually use the Tommy gun sound effect.
Wow!
And just all these, yeah. Like I said, Bebop is one of those shows. If I watch it again, it'll be the 9th time. I swear I will see something that I did not notice before.
You pick up the nuance. I agree. Every time I watch it, I see something different. And the love for Western culture is so deeply woven into the fabric of Bebop. It's the love song to music, to great albums, to, yeah.
You would never believe that all that music came from Yoko Kanno. She is just a sponge of music writing.
Just incredible. Her influences are such world music influences. It's just, she's so unusual in that way. And I just heard that she is attached to the live action series now.
I saw that.
She's going to be hopefully scoring it, at least dropping some themes or something for us to enjoy. But yeah, I always thought of her as sort of a 5th castmate because the music is really what we hang the show on.
Mm-hmm.
So critical to the localization and also to the expression of artistry and the love of Western culture. There's really no other show like that.
The other thing too with Bebop, especially being an older anime, it really impressed me that there's a lot of nonverbal communication. There's let's see, there's a part where you're confronting Jet where Spike and he's not running responsibility. Like, the hell if I care, he says it loud, boisterous with all this vibrato, and then it just drops. He kind of like looks down, you lower your Faye's character lowers her shoulders, and it's like you could just hear a pin drop. It's like, you didn't really mean that. And I don't know, there's just so much attention to detail to the human face, emoting.
Right.
And you as actors picking up on that, kind of studying, analyzing the animation, did such a damn good job, like carrying on the feelings that person would be going through.
Right. And it all comes from the visuals. It comes from the original storytelling. It gives you, as an actor, so much to chew on, just to work with the subtleties of what isn't said, what isn't spoken. It's a really good observation. That's critical to the timing of Bebop because it's also like music. The rests are equally important as the notes. So I think you really hit on a nerve there.
Firestorming off on I loved Yoriichi. I love the confidence. It all kind of circles back to Faye. A lot of the high energy of Faye at times definitely carried over more into Yoriichi, but she's so much different than Faye. She's a lot
so different.
So like wiser, very playful, like a cat, which I thought was hysterical. And it just seems like, was she a fun character to voice?
Do you know that is one of very few roles that I petitioned for? I actually more or less begged to play that character. I had been directing Bleach ultimately 4 years of being immersed in that show and when her story arc came up and I saw her design and my love of kitty cats and all things Neko, I just was instantly locked on that character and just could see myself playing her. And I had to be very diplomatic as a director. I want to be able to give other people a chance.
I also want to express my condolences. Michael Lindsay passing last year.
God, was it just last year?
Yes.
Wound. Thank you. Nobody spoke.
What's so impressive between you, let's say you, Michael, you or Steve Bloom, Bo, like you have so much chemistry together. I swear you guys are recording in the same room, but you're not. And it's so incredible that you guys can match each other's performances without being in the same room. One of you goes dry because maybe the other audio's not recorded yet. And you are a master of your craft. It is definitely something to hear.
Curtis,
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Curious of you, but I mean, as an actor, that is so satisfying to hear. Thank you for that. And that's exactly what we strive for, and you just get it. I mean, yeah, it's kind of emotional because that's exactly what we set out to do. That performance sounds like we just naturally were improvising together, and you just get to be a fly on the wall and hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take you out of the experience. You can be immersed in the material, and really let that wash over you and affect you emotionally. Thank you.
And yeah, I've always equated voice acting as it's more than just doing voices. You are given maybe a second to maybe 4 seconds at max to get across how that character feels, what they're going through. You might just get and like, no, I need, like, you're a director. You're just like, no, I need more of this. Or I need it to sound more like annoyed or something, like a sigh or something.
It's like the art of the miniatures, because every line is crafted. Every little reaction is crafted. I'm now, since I'm working with so many actors through Zoom and we're not together, we're all remote, I'm now asking for 3 takes in a row on most lines. So we get a really good assortment. And it also gives the actor a moment to sort of jam and perfect exactly what they want to do with that little momentary nuance and those bigger lines. But I mean, you think like a producer. You're so astute at picking up all of these intricacies. And it's like, I can't tell you how often we're in the studio and we've spent 20 minutes on one line, which is rare, but they come up in every session. There's that one big speed bump challenge to make it work to picture. And after we're done, it's like, okay, if only the fans knew how hard we worked to craft.
Some things with Yoriichi, that I'm sure that's emotionally exhausting, having to channel that. Yoriichi cracks me up because, when the Urahara arc of him being arrested and stuff, she was the only one going like, no, I've known him since he was a kid. Y'all crazy.
They've been teaming up for ages, so yeah, of course she really was like, hold up, yeah.
All right, Mr. Producer, did you want to grab a picture before I kick Wendee out to her next hangout? None of us, including myself, want this one to end, but the show was... Curtis, do you want to turn your phone sideways so we get that full screen?
Nice.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, cheese! Yes!
Miss Wendee Lee, thank you so much for your time. That was... Brad, thank you for doing this Bebop event. Mrs. Wendee Lee, thank you so much for participating. I'm very sorry about the loss last year, and keep doing what you're doing. I love you. I love it. I really hope you can come back as Yoriichi.
Thank you so much. You are such a smart, astute individual, and I just feel so grateful to have your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendee.
Don't worry, Curtis. We were in tech run through. We're already planning the next one, so have no fear. Wendee will be back. All right, take care, Curtis.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that was my conversation with voice actress Wendee Lee. I hope everyone enjoyed that. If you would like me to try to book more interviews or hangouts, please leave a comment in the comment section, leave a like, and subscribe. Thank you very much and have a good weekend.